Cam Jerks, Fan of Potato, how's it going? Life is yours, good to see you. Slothinator, hello. Look at all those beautiful boxes in chat. Bram, how are you doing? Albert the Sexy, is this game going to be on Xbox? I hope to do it on Xbox someday. Oh, Winnie was going to show you guys her butt, sorry. Butt cam, censored. 5 Fox, how's it going? Really, when you're going to go from this side to that side? What a jerk. What a jerk. He seems intrigued by a screenshot of Ark I have on my laptop screen. Look, this is what she's staring at. I have a screenshot of Ark over here. For some reason, that's got her completely intrigued. I don't understand why. Dennis, how's it going? This beautiful girl is Winnie. Follow her on TikTok at Winnie the Kitty or on Instagram at the real Winnie the Cat. What's up, Tim? The site of freedom. Yeah, right. She's very chubby kitty. Also, check out these sweet wallpaper. They're on the Shotgun Farmers Discord. Nico made a bunch of really cool Shotgun Farmers wallpapers. And I love them. Love them. This chubby cat. Let's get to work. We are working on Laser Sofa. How's it going? We are working on the straw bow and arrow. Laser Sofa just designed something really cool that I can't wait to show you guys. It's been a while, by Fox. Good to have you back. So Dennis made an updated model of the straw bow and arrow, so we're going to update those. Oh, Dennis, I updated the notes file as well. Oh, I can't see the screen because the kitty's going to turn around this way. I think it's time for her to go. Farewell, kitty. Goodbye. She's had enough of you guys. She's had enough of your lies. Where did my webcam go? I should mark where I usually put my webcam so I don't have to do it every time. Hello. Hey. How's it going? Your cat is sexier. Well, that's okay. It's not a contest. Okay, new arrow, and then we gotta turn this bow 90 degrees. So today we're gonna work on a couple of things. We're gonna work on I guess the animation for the hands, fixing the projectile for the arrow. Oh yeah, I was telling Dennis. So I tried a new thing where I changed the arrow to green, and I changed the kind of hue of the green. Let me know what you think about that. Where's the actual bow? No, it's down there. Pouring some tea. Ooh, nice. What kind of tea? Sorry, Dennis. I was just saying that I added some updates to our bow and arrow dock. I tried a version where the arrow is actually green, based on Laser's other concept. I think it actually adds some cool contrast. Let me update the textures here to the bow. And I also changed the hue of the green. I think that's pretty much it. This. And I have to also, we have to freeze the transforms on them or it doesn't, can actually use them in Unity. Mango flavored. Oh, that's delicious. I love mango. I think I have a way we might actually be able to do the string for the bow now. And it's going to be without actually using string model. And we're going to actually use like a line render to render the string. We'll worry about that a little bit. Yeah, exactly, Dennis. So it'd be like, it's almost like the arrow is the vine coming out of the stem coming out of the strawberry, extending all the way back. I think that could be pretty cool. This is the fatter version, yeah. V3. Oh, the other note I put was that this thing comes out, the branch comes out of the flower on the top here. I think it's not sealed on both sides. I'm not sure what that is. Oh yeah, the flower. Oh, I guess it comes out here too. Huh. wonder if it renders differently in Unity than it renders in Maya. I like the nice, big, juicier strawberry now, extra large. Will the strawberry now heal? I don't know. We had an interesting conversation about that last stream on whether or not it should heal or whether that would feel weird or not. Might heal. Tip would be here. Particles there, and probably lower the radius. I guess the particle would be green, right? Not not red because it's a green stem. A cartoon bite sound effect. Oh my god, that's brilliant. No disallowed. Yeah. Wrong button. There we go. Professional streaming. Strawberries are insanely delicious. I love strawberries too. What's up, Jack and Miss? How's it going? Yeah, if I ever make a Shotgun Farmers 2, I definitely want to make like actual drinking animations when you take the power ups. Well, I guess we could someday do that with Shotgun Farmers normal. Why is this happening? Oh wait, where's the pivot for this? It's in the center. Hold on a second. What's going on here? Why is the pivot for the arrow up there? Doesn't make any sense. Probably are actually not going to use this collider and only use raycasts for an arrow. Video Blender handles pivots. Uh-oh. I guess I can just do that stuff in Maya then. If you don't know that for now, I can freeze them and stuff. Your brother? Are you the long lost brother I've been looking for, Albert? Okay, now it's entered. Here's our bow. Update the renderers. we'll create a line renderer, I guess. A child object. On this bow line. I guess probably just want it on the bow itself. We'll call this string render. What's a new game I'm working on from time to time? The new game handle that we've been kind of messing around prototyping with, it's currently called Project Quasimon, and it's a survival game combined with a monster cat. Also, for all you shotgun farmers in the audience, new update for shotgun farmers just went live like 10 minutes before I started the stream. That fixes a chat bug, a juggernaut bug, and a bunch of other bugs, and a couple of minor changes to the game as well. I believe I posted the changes in chat. What's up, Judge Cat? How's it going? How's the Swedish translations coming? Thanks for doing that, dude. I forgot what I was doing. Oh, string renderer, right. So I think we can use a line renderer to create this string. And a line renderer at runtime just renders a billboard, or rather a set of vertices between a set of points. Ours is going to have 3 points. Guess what color is? I don't remember which one the string was. Let's say it's green. Alignment, view, texture mode, stretch, no light probes, no corner vertices, width, probably like 0.2 or something, I'm not really sure. Okay, and bow and arrow. I thought I made a bow. We just need to hide the bow after we fire it. Let's make a list of things. Okay, so things I want to accomplish today. Render line renderer for bow string. Hide arrow when fired and reloading. Parent arrows to what they hit and don't explode. Take damage from arrows on other players. And then player hand animations for arrows. Quite a bit. We'll see what we can get through. Yeah, it does look sick, right? Awesome concept of laser sofa and the awesome 3D art of Dennis Pliss. Ah, well, I lost it. Juicy and yummy. I really want to make this use a shinier material. I guess we could make it a separate mesh and then give it a material that's shinier. Or I could use, whenever I try to use Unity's thing to change the smoothness just for one, like a, what's it called, a gloss map or whatever, it doesn't work. I don't get it. Should be like super shiny. Golden Strabo, what would that do? What is a Fresnel? I don't know these advanced technologies. Thanks for dealing with the trolls, guys. Ah! Asthma, thank you for the follow. Ludwig, thank you for the follow. I do have a thing for false arrow. The last one. We do weapons. Have an update loop. Have late update and virtual void on them. Player, if player, false arrow dot game object dot set active player. Oh no, it's not player, it's owner. See you, Ludwig. This should only render our false arrow as long as we can still shoot, which should fix that. We don't actually have a reload animation for it, but no gun has a reload animation, so it's kind of going to pop into existence probably. Probably won't have them actually knock the bows. The stream sound really low. I think maybe my microphone's too far away. Is this any better? Turn my gain up. Is this up? Wrong way. This. Not doing anything. I feel like my microphone gain isn't. Oh, there we go. Okay. Is that better? Is the music too loud? Thanks, Ed. Forgot what I was actually doing. Oh, we're checking out the false arrow. Let's try that. So when I fire arrow, this arrow should disappear. I forgot to disable the explosions on the arrow too. Let's open up the arrow script. Arrows should not explode. You should actually do is parent to the thing you hit. Gamedev ASMR stream. Yeah, maybe the gain was too loud. I'll just have to talk louder. Oh my, I think my the boom for my microphone is starting to get weaker. It's been around for quite some time. Bow and arrows, this button? Alright. Look, this is how I hold my bow. I don't know how you guys hold your bow, but... Any tips on finding, creating game concepts that are fun to play and somewhat unique? Yeah, design something really small that can be prototyped in only a few days, and then give it to some friends. Don't tell them a single thing. Don't tell them how to play. Don't tell them what you were trying to do. Don't tell them what you expected of them or how you want them to think or anything. How to even... Nothing. Say no words or say, can you try out my game? Watch them play. Watch their face. Watch their hands. Watch how they are interacting with the game, where they're getting stuck and confused on, and see if it's actually fun. Sound just dropped again. It was a crossbow? Yeah. It was supposed to be, oh gosh. Originally it was going to be a crossbow. Huh. Yes, you can see the bow does disappear once it's being fired. Of course, my fire time is too high right now. No, it's not going to be explosive. That's what this line of code is for. And then it does seem like it's actually still not wide enough in game, which is surprising because it's a lot wider than before. So let's just try, I'm just going to try messing with the mesh here. Means I know it's easier for me to make these changes than for Dennis, since I can put them right into the game afterwards. So maybe Dennis, this will give you some like a good template or something. And this flower wasn't really visible on camera. It needs to be like that. Yeah, that's why I was going to originally make it explode, because so in the original vision for Shotgun Farmers, anything that was a fruit was an explosive, anything that was a vegetable was a gun. But I broke that rule when I invented the Watermelon G, which is a fruit, and it's a gun, and it was just too good of a pun for me to not do. I think it's Bove 3. It was too good of a pun to not make the Watermelon G, and so I had to make it. And so I've essentially broken that rule, which means it's not a rule anymore. Anything can be a grenade, anything can be a gun. And I was kind of, I think, just being silly doing it that way. I'm a pun sellout, that's so true. Yeah, get the basic stuff working and find out what's missing, absolutely. Except when your Unity's frozen. Pumpkins and melons are berries. What? I did not know that. Seems like some sort of anti-pumpkin propaganda. Zed, have you watched Extra Credits' Making Your First Game? This is a series I should make a command for. Extra Credits is a YouTube series called Making Your First Game. It's really good. And I've even watched it a few times after having made my first game, just to help me get my ground. Oh, there's a playlist for it. I'll definitely give this a watch. It's an excellent, Extra Credits is just amazing, and it's an excellent series. Hell, I might rewatch it again, because I don't even think it applies to making your first game. It really applies to just making a game, and it's always a nice refresher. Yeah, makingyoursecondgame.com. Hell, I would just watch all these on stream with you jerks. Wish this wasn't so far away. Why does Unity do that? Okay. Yes, this is the wider one. I think it's because the original model is really big. And even though it's scaled down, it doesn't know that. It doesn't understand that, so it thinks the bounds are up there. I think this width is going to actually work a lot better. Might as well just move these while we're here. Yeah, we probably have to seal off these bits. I should save this just in case we need it later. Transform Pro is the add-on. Male body, what? It's not all weapons. I think when I changed the color, I leaked some green into the brown. Okay, so we got the variable body of arrow has not been assigned, so we gotta apply that. It's no longer gonna explode. We want to parent to the thing we hit. So if hit transform, set parent, hit transform. Okay. New weapon is called a straw bow and arrow. Unless anybody has a better idea. That's what it's called right now. I'm in Eastern time zones on it. Oh, it was a tomato. Oh yeah, we have to build a system to spawn the gun, the arrow in the other hand. Every gun in the game spawns in your right hand, but the bow has to spawn in your left hand. I guess we can't even do that till we do the animations. Tornado. What's up, Clay? How's it going? Just straw bow and remove the end arrow part? I guess that works, yeah. Random disaster, just a tornado of tomatoes. The vitamin C weapon. Oh, I didn't change the cooldown for the gun.
Those whippersnappers.
So, fire cooldown, say 0.4. Charge time 0.2.
You're the juggernaut.
I don't want to be the juggernaut. Oh, I see. When you're charging, the arrow disappears now. Let's disable charge time. Okay, so the arrow needs to not bounce off of things. That's for sure. How come yesterday it was impaling again into It was impaling the horses, and today it bounces off the horses. That's not correct. Feature, not a bug. Ricochet arrows. They mutated. Thick skin. Yeah. What the hell's going on? Oh, because I'm doing collision detection. I shouldn't be doing that. Solid Blue, thank you for the follow. Arrow is a grenade is a projectile is supposed to look forward. Wait, so maybe an arrow isn't a grenade, maybe an arrow is just a projectile. Because grenades bounce around. Why should an arrow be a grenade? Oh, because it has weapon, it has drop. Because it has physics. Okay. So it does still raycast forward. It's not set to explode on contact, probably. Okay, it is. So it raycasts forward, boop 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 doop, and then if it hits something, this is all wrong. We're gonna change this. Like technically wrong for whatever. We're gonna change it for arrow. Karaki is a projectile. What's up, JM? How's it going? How gradual is the drop over distance? That's a great question. Kind of gradual. How is that? Is that the kind of answer you're looking for? This Nomad's rigid body? Yes. How do you raycast? I want to raycast forward to its next position. I can't remember how to do that. You're gonna get shotgun farmers tonight, Solid Blue? Thanks. Let me know what you think. Dude, look at this. There's a value called magical raycast hack. So proud of myself. What the hell is this distance? Just one? Is the magnitude of this vector? I don't know. I do not know what it does, no. No, I do not. Who truly knows what magic does after all? Oh, I think the right, the collider is actually for every projectile can also be shot out of the sky, and that's what the colliders are for. So you can shoot at a Karaka and it'll explode in midair. Magic is like a hard game. What's up, Dev Donut? That's an awesome username. I don't know how I'm gonna do like pulling the arrow back. Maybe I just won't. Does Hanzo have to pull his arrow back? It's like automatic, isn't it? Did I ever take any paid online course? I went to school related to what you're doing right now. Technically, I went to college for computer science. However, I didn't learn anything in college that I was actually able to apply to game development. I mean, I learned some foundations of programming and stuff, but most of it didn't even apply when I started making games. So I learned C# and Unity and game architecture, all that stuff, just from watching videos online. So the paid online course I went to was YouTube. Not a single one of my college classes have ever translated into anything I've done in making games. Spear collider. I guess this is more of a capsule collider. I don't regret going to college though. I mean, it was a really great experience for me and I met cool people, learned some cool stuff about myself, but at quite the cost. Since I'm in America, and in America, college is effing expensive. Remember some kind of movement that makes it realistic. Also more work. Isn't that fun? God damn it, Black Fox. God damn it. The problem with being pulled back is that means that the other arrow needs to be parented to the other hand to go back with the hand. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Yeah, we're making a bow and arrow solid blue. Hanzo shoots further if your arrow pulled longer and shoots the arrow when trigger mouse button's released. Damn it. Damn you, Hanzo, you ruined everything.
Get those whippersnappers. New juggernaut.
Probably should put the bow more forward, or the arrow more forward on the bow. Something like... that maybe? So it's longer, but then it's less juicy. So probably not. Or wait. Wait a second. Is the arrow on the wrong side of the bow? Shouldn't the arrow be on the inside of the bow? Goddamn world science. Wait, so the arrow is supposed to be on the outside of a bow? What do I get for not doing proper research? It is on the wrong side, right? There is no inside outside? What does that mean?
Is a national disgrace.
What the hell is this?
Wasted millions and millions of
What's happening?
Hey, Hickok 45. You know, I get a lot of requests to do more archery videos. Finally, I got around to it 2 years later, right?
Seriously, still watching YouTube videos like in 2020? You get a Trump advertisement?
Some things that actually talked about in the radio show recently. Got to thinking about it.
I like this guy.
Do that in a video and, you know, a little demonstration maybe and talk about it maybe at length, more length. And then,
when is he going to shoot his arrow?
Bow. Now, this is we call it a long bow, but it's really a reflex, duplex type of long bow. It's as hard as the bow.
That's not an arrow. That's a rubber band.
Move this target over here.
Yep, the arrow's on the inside. God damn it. Goddamn science and math. All right, that should be easy. In theory. Okay, so I guess I can just flip this mesh. Oh no, this mesh. Oh, it's a separate object. Dennis, you sly dog. We're not a separate object, but a face set. This seems like an awful idea, but I don't care because this is not the actual mesh. Do we actually need those faces? You don't care about realism? No, the reason I'm not as worried about realism. The main reason is that it's actually better for the camera to be able to see the bow and arrow. It's better for how the game looks and feels if you can see the arrow. If the arrow's on this side of the player, then you actually see it more and it feels better for shooting. Realism or not. It's a common thing I hear when working on Chalk and Farmers. People will say, well, you know, the game is really unrealistic, so why should anything in it be realistic? And my personal belief as a game designer is that if you can have unrealistic things in a realistic feeling world, then the player will be more convinced that they're actually there doing that thing. So like if you have a T-Rex in your game and T-Rexes don't exist in our, you know, current timeline, but that T-Rex is also like floating upside down with eyeballs that look like goldfish, then players will probably it'll find it less believing. But if it feels like a T-Rex that belongs in our world, it's because you followed a couple of rules of how our world works. Gravity, not having goldfish for eyes. You know what I'm trying to say. I think for me as a game designer, I try to have unrealistic things in a realistic feeling world so that for you as a player, it feels like a real fantasy. You love goldfish eyes. It's going to look probably really awful. I apologize for demolishing your mesh, Dennis. No one will ever even know. Obviously, we'll make real changes to this model. Don't worry. You won't have this weird singed piece sticking out of the side. You saw nothing. See, now it's better because now you can actually see a lot more of the strawberry part too. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, glad we caught that early on. Goldfish eyes hat. Let's do it. What games do I play? Currently, the only game I'm playing is Ark Survival Evolved. That's pretty much it. And Shotgun Farmers. And the Game of Life. Oh, and Breath of the Wild sometimes. Oh, sorry, I hit that microphone.
Get those punks off my lawn.
Some UI needs fixing.
New juggernaut.
What in the screenshot needs fixing? I guess I can't tell yet. Oh, okay. They're all overlapping each other. Is this in mega widescreen? Mega ultra super widescreen? Thanks, Life. Arga's butt ugly? You think so? I think Arga's super gorgeous. What was it doing again? Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, already the arrow looks better because you can see the whole thing in front of you. Why can I shoot two in a row? That's interesting. Okay, so it's still not impaling and it's still bouncing around. Just bizarre. It means the raycast is probably not working. It's also really fast. That's just basically the force that we're applying to it, I guess. So there's the raycast. Is that really where it's going to be next frame? No. That is 1000% wrong. Yeah, I like the flower on this side of the bow. What the hell's going on with my arrow? So we also need to look at how our bow and arrow is firing. On fire happens here. So I made a sound stay at the same level. Sorry, Zed. I'll be louder. A dot crosshair? Well, it's going to have some hip fire. What was my inspiration for shotgun farmers? Games wise, Team Fortress 2, Overwatch, and Halo 1 were the big inspirations for shotgun farmers. And CSGO. Sorry. TF2, Overwatch, Halo 1, and CSGO. Well, I never got through the vehicles from Halo 1 that I wanted. So an arrow, or bow and arrow is a grenade launcher, right? It's a rocket launcher, sorry. Right, that was a grenade launcher. Or is a grenade launcher a rocket launcher too? It is. Where the hell is the force coming from? Fire seed. Shoot projectile. Passes in the name, origin, and direction. Nothing actually applies force to the projectile. But how come grenades shoot? Where do grenades get their force from? I don't know how this game is made. Here, add force. Player controller adds force. Okay. Adds force by the vector of direction. Interesting. And a grenade takes add force. TF2 crossover? I don't know if Valve would be interested in that. That'd be cool. We need to add the force. Isn't it like the more you pull back the string, that's how far it goes? The force should be relative. It just means, I guess, that the arrow is currently firing with too much, or the bow is firing with too much of a force. Which I believe is based on the distance or something. See you, Dennis. Have a good night. Yeah, it's stats the attack distance. I'm gonna actually change this. That's probably dangerous. I guess I just don't. Hey Enzo, I saw the werewolf fan art. That was awesome. How's it going? So we know this is a problem. Unity raycast to next position. It's like this is a physics thing I've had a problem since Skyhook. This is my first game. I just want to know what the next position this object's going to be in. And it should just be the vector of its distance. Or sorry, the vector of its trajectory. Oh, Shotgun Farmers, thanks, Solid Blue. Thanks for the support. TFT, if you hold the bow for 3 seconds, it starts to shake, and if you shoot it, it just flies in weird angles. That's awesome. Probably won't be able to do that. See, it just does. Well, I guess it is my forward. Is it really my transform.forward multiplied by rigid body.velocity.magnitude? What's the base Thanos going? Look what you got. You got a quasi W email? How'd you get that? Oh, I guess sub badges aren't working properly or something. So bow would be held like this. Oh, channel points unlock emotes. Right, I forgot. Thanks, Tim. I'm not savvy to all these new Twitch happenings. Oh, the hand holding the pistol is actually not that different from a hand holding a bow or holding the arrow in the bow. It's convenient. So an arc, like this hand is like much closer to the camera, holding the arrow. And why is my computer freezing? The arrow's going straight there, and the bow's probably like somewhere around there-ish. Oops. What's up, Code? How's it going? What? Oh my goodness. None of that worked. That didn't do anything. God damn it. This hand is blended to... God darn. There we go. Just because the blends are on. Now it's fine. I guess I do need... Can't have it blended to aim. And I can't turn the arm. Never really considered that. Oh, thanks, Laser. Naggly, thank you for the follow. Not really animating yet, just kind of setting up the pose. Man, TF2 has such great animations. So it actually does more damage the further you pull it back too. This is my second game, Zona. My first game is a game called Skyhook. See, they have the benefit of, I'm pretty sure the weapon is probably part of the actor's rig. Oh, so you can just tap it. That's interesting.
Stab, stab, stab.
Oh, you can stab them with the arrows. That's cool. Something I was talking to Sloth about today was letting the arrows on fire would be really cool. Cool. It's gonna be a crap ton of work. TF2 stream when? That's a good idea. Research stream. Planks on Dark Side is like a super boost platform? How do you mean? You're learning Unity and Blender? Nice! Combine those tools and make a game. Let's try to work on the arrows again, and then we'll try to make the bow spawn in the player's other hand. The planks lead to the roofs. What do you mean? I don't know what a super boost platform is. Wall farmers not put wooden planks against the side of their houses that are at perfect angles so they could climb it up like a ramp.
Get those whippersnappers. New juggernaut.
Alright, I gotta change the game mode and I gotta change. Alright, so my raycasts are still wrong. Interestingly enough, it's not, it doesn't actually tilt. I want to make you, I wanted to make it so you're just as fast with the bow and arrow as you are with the... See, the tail of the arrow is going in the right direction, but the actual arrow continues to point in the direction. Oh, I don't understand. That's a trail renderer, yeah. I've decreased the distance on the arrow so you can see them. You can see the actual arrow doesn't turn. I don't know how I do that. And it's definitely not piercing anymore. Target farmers does use Unity's terrain system, yeah. Could the arrow tip be a heart and then change it back afterwards? Yeah, that's a good idea. We can actually get this thing working in time. I'm kind of scared we won't be able to. It's a pretty big weapon project, more than I assumed. Is the stream lagging for you? Yikes, is it lagging for anybody else? Oh, it's because this is the center. And that's the part that's falling. So it should actually look like that. That's where the weight is, right? Pivot of the arrow should actually be there. I want to say. We can change in the model later. Is it normal that devs underestimate time cost? This is true, Surfin. This is true. Heart attack achievement? That's a great idea. Oh, crap. It gets reset. Okay, I have to change it in the model. Or should the actual, I guess it should be the front. This doesn't make any sense. And not just... Oh, I gotta freeze the transform. Oh, okay. I see. My model pivot is there. Centered. Strawberry arrow pivot is now there. Now that should mean that the arrow, the weight of the arrow is now on the front tip. So the full stick should bend as it falls. Right now it's called the straw bow. Straw bow and arrow. Or maybe I could call it the strawberry. Don't love it.
Get those punks off my lawn. New juggernaut.
That worked exactly opposite of what I expected. Strawberry, you like it? The hell? I'll change the name to Strawberry. Look, it's tilting back. It's not really supposed to bounce. It's supposed to impale whatever it hits. That's what I'm trying to work on. It's like the weight's on the back of it, which is really weird. Straw and berry, that's pretty good. Bow and Straro, also good. Let's just see if anything is being triggered here. Dr. Argus, 18 frickin' months. Thank you so very much for your support, Dr. Argus. How are you doing? Okay, so I'm not stopping the velocity, so that's partially my fault. What is it hitting? It's actually hitting me? Oh, thanks, Dr. Argus. Tell you what, I have no idea how to make a video game. Forgot to put a rigid body to sleep. Don't want to disable all of its components. Am I going to GDC August? I am, yeah. I actually just got my flights recently. So I will be there, and I will be square. Are you going to be there? Can I play online the editor? I can. It's not safe because I could screw stuff up for other people, so I try not to. Only if I'm testing stuff. I'm going to play online. I usually turn on the actual game and play that way. Is he too expensive? Understandable, understandable. I got the indie badge because it's significantly cheaper. That's probably why I was impaling before, because when it exploded, it would disable all the components. Now it's not exploding, so it's not disabling all the components. Now it should work. The falling is not going to work, but now it should impale properly. Well, we probably want to like move it slightly in when it impales stuff. This actually connects to their skin. Hang out with Quasi seems like the greatest purpose I could ever think of. Yeah, I like to go there a lot for like just the networking and meeting up with all the indie devs that I know and trying to schedule meetings with like different, like last year I got to meet with the CTO of Photon, which was really cool. Which I have not done any work scheduling any meetings yet, so I probably should get on that soon. I gotta follow someone from Nintendo into the bathroom and see if they'll put Chocolate Farmers on Switch. Yellow dots on strawberry made a sound of the arrow collision resemble the strawberry patches. This is what I added yellow dots on the strawberry. It made the sound of the arrow collision resemble the strawberry patches. Ooh, I see. Yeah, we need new sound effects for this gun. I just realized we don't have. Is Tobias the CTO? Yeah, I don't remember their name.
New juggernaut.
GDC takes place in San Francisco, California. There we go. Now impaling works. Also, you can't see it because it's behind my name, but it does say strawberry now. Right now it's actually making a rocket launcher sound. So it actually like seems to bounce off the wall sometimes before it impales. You see that? We're gonna have to figure that out. And it doesn't recycle itself, so it needs like a timer, of course. Yeah, we have to move it because it needs to go inside of their head. And that is not gonna work. Why does that happen? It's a great way to track players. of trails in the game. Yeah, it's no longer going to explode. It's just going to impale people and create these crazy trails. So the trail runner is supposed to disable itself after a while. I'm not sure why it's not. That was current trail. Did that even do anything? Literally used for nothing. Spawn the house again? Yeah, in team matches you'll spawn the house on countryside now. Do the arrows follow the player? Yes, they're impaling the player, but they're actually impaling at a weird offset right now. Not. I guess I don't actually handle it myself. We'll say void, hide, trail, and void, recycle, arrow, recycle self. How are these? I guess, yeah, they get recycled as soon as they explode, right? How does this work? They also have like a no-hit lifetime. Was on lifetime reached. Just explodes. Consider making aim bot bow and arrow for yourself when I play online. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it starts as coroutine wait to destroy. We're also going to start the coroutine for hiding trails. Say trail.enabled equals false. I believe in enable components we do trail.enabled equals true. So after a second it should hide our trail and then it'll destroy itself. What's up, Onyx? We're making the strawberry. Still a little awkward to say it. Pretty funny. I guess I'm not entirely sure why it's bouncing off things sometimes. It's supposed to immediately turn off its rigid body in physics. I guess we could just make it not bouncy. Is that a thing?
Get those punks off my farm. New juggernaut.
Okay, so now when they run around, oh, the trail is still rendering. It's supposed to not. It does eventually stop. That's why it never gets recycled. And this is not working. Hide trail's not working. Why? Oh, maybe the trail's not assigned? Trails assigned. Rocket particles are here. It's supposed to be disabled. Bizarre. The wait to destroy is getting called. Also currently not damaging players. That's a whole different problem. Oh, I put trail enable equals true. No wonder it's not hiding itself. I said it did not. Silly. I guess the next thing to look at is when we spawn our weapon. Weapon loader. Weapons currently get spawned into a container, and then I don't actually know. Equip weapon, maybe? What are you doing, Visual Studio? I'm going to put it to do to reinstall Visual Studio. Guessing the weapon manager. Just a second, guys. Do you have any other tips about developing a game? Keep your idea small. Whatever idea you have, make it even smaller than that. If you think that's small, you're probably wrong. Make it even smaller and smaller and smaller. In fact, if you think your idea is not small enough, then just tell it to me. DM me on Discord or shoot me a message somewhere or ask me on stream and I'll tell you how small your idea isn't. And maybe we can help. I can help you try to make it even smaller. Because you can't actually finish your first game until you've made it to a tiny bite-sized project that's actually manageable and finishable. I think what happens a lot of times, people start out wanting to make games, try to make something too big or out of their skill set, and then get discouraged and give up or procrastinate or delay it for a long time. Oh, thanks, Darth. Appreciate it. So we have first person weapon container, third person weapon container, back person weapon container, grenade holsters locator, grenade holster female, handgun holster locator, shovel holster, and handgun holster female. Because the female characters' holsters spawn at a different area. So I'm guessing it would be this. And this. Why aren't these ever used? What the hell is this? Let's look at the functions here. So pick up weapon. Okay. Say I pick up a weapon. What do I do? I look for my FPS weapon. Then what? I equip it. Play the animation. Get the weapon model. And then what? When does it actually go in my hand? How does this work? For shotgun farmers, I use a font called Chinese Rocks. Here's our FPS gun locator in that hand. So let's make a FPS left hand locator. We'll rename this FPS right hand locator. And I should know where it would go. It will kind of do that stuff in the editor, although I guess it would be like that. So Y is pointing up, Z is forward, X is across. Let's look for a reference. So there's FPS right hand locator. How come the code is not showing that used at all? That's super weird. No. guess we'll need like a weapon hand enum. Let's quickly see how guns even work.
Get those punks off.
Okay, so here's my shotgun. I unequip it. It goes into my weapon container. If I re-equip it, it goes into my hand, into FPS right hand locator. Something else must be doing that. All this throwing stuff, because he once implemented throwing axes like 3 years ago. Current weapon dot show. None of this looks like it does anything. How the hell does this game work? Here we go. Okay. Okay, so the guns are given a locator. When they spawn, they're assigned a locator. And when they're shown, toggle on and off. That's how they know where to go. Weapon model.locator equals holster locator. Okay, so that's a start. That happens in setup. Start from scratch or use the FPS 3 template. Use as much templates and stuff as you can. I mean, Shotgun Farmers was built on Unity's first-person character controller. And it's gone on to, you know, be a fairly successful game. So Slime Rancher was built using the exact same Unity was actually built using the asset, Opsiv's first-person character asset. I forget what it's called now. And that went on to be a multi-million-dollar game. So I think it's very important to use stuff that's pre-made to save yourself time. And so you can learn how they do it, so you can figure out how you do stuff. So locator is passed in over here, spawn all weapons, back locator, FPS. So here is where it's actually kind of false. We have FPS weapon locator. We also need FPS weapon, FPS left hand locator. And then third person left hand locator. And then every gun is going to have a weapon view. Our weapon hand. Right hand. Left hand. What's up, GT? What's up, Nexus? So every gun will have a weapon hand, and it'll default to right hand. Now when we spawn our weapons in Weapon Loader, we're going to choose this locator based on the data for this weapon. On all weapons, FPS weapon. Okay. Pass in a view instead. What if this was... Don't we have a view? It's like weapon view. Yeah. We're already passing the weapon view here. What was the hand bone used for? Used for nothing. We're gonna take all that out. All right. Now we need to set up our locator. So transform locator equals null. We're going to say switch. Weapon dot stats dot hand. Oh wait, no. Shoot. If weapon dot stats dot hand. All right, we could do a switch. I actually mean for a switch for this view. We're working on the new game. It's a good question. Once I am further along in Shotgun Farmer's console stuff, I can get back to working on the new game. What's up, Isaiah? The locator equals back person. Locator equals third person. Actually, locator equals our hand. So weapon.stats.hand. That hand is right hand. And we want our first person weapon locator. Or FPS weapon locator. Otherwise, we want our left hand locator. Does sniper take out a player with full shield and health in one headshot? I don't think so. Well, it does do armor piercing damage, but it should only still do 100 or 200 damage. Or 100 damage. Sniper does 50 damage, headshot should be 100 damage, and it does armor piercing, so it take away, so it should take 100 shield. You'll be happy once console is over, we'll finally get rid of the questions. Yeah. It'll be a little while, so I apologize until then. I don't think it should kill them, no. Unless their health was really low. But if they had full health, then it shouldn't kill them. Is that what happened? That'd probably be too OP. Someone's claiming that? Interesting. We'll have to test it. Where the hell are the new locators? Oh, over here. Yep, I use Visual Studio. So bow and arrow is going to be a left-handed weapon. Let's see what happens. In theory, the bow should now spawn in my left hand. What will probably actually happen is the entire game will stop working forever. Let's give it a shot. Start now. I've just gone another screen, I think so. That looks pretty important. Is that happening in the new build? Let's see. Looks like the bow is in my other hand, but the other hand locator is really weird. Thanks, Loth. And we'll have to figure out where that is coming from. There we go. Yeah, now the bow is in my left hand instead of my right hand. So it's, I know it looks weird and janky, but it's the beginning of the process. But with that, it is time for me to get going. Thank you guys so very much for hanging out today. Thank you for being freaking awesome. Thank you to all the new followers, all the resubscriptions. You guys are amazing. Thank you for support. If you enjoyed the show so far, make sure you hit that follow button. And if you hated the show, and if you really don't like strawberries, you should subscribe, because for every person who subscribes to this stream, I will eat one less strawberry per day. Oh yeah, and a huge thank you to all of the new players who've been buying Shotgun Farmers and playing the game. Onyx, thank you for the follow. It's been absolutely amazing. Our Discord is exploding with new farmers, and we're going to keep trying to fix all the bugs for you guys and get the game to an even better state. So thank you so much for your support and for making Shotgun Farmers just grow and be awesome. Let's go do a raid. If you don't know how a raid works, I'm going to post a link in chat. I'd like you to copy that raid message, and we're going to spam their chat with it. Let's go see who's streaming out in the stream world, and we'll show them some support. How about our good old friend Windy Beard Games? So copy that raid message. We're going to go paste it into Windy Beard's chat to show him some support while it looks like he works on a 3D house, which is cool because I didn't know he did 3D modeling, so that's pretty awesome. Let's go check out his stream. Until then, I will see you guys on the next game dev stream. I forgot what I was doing with my life. Sorry, goodbye!